Welcome to every movie I've ever seen. Today, the movie that I'm going to be talking about is The Ritual. Now, this is the 2017 Netflix original. It's probably the best Netflix original out there, which isn't saying much because there's a lot of bad Netflix originals. And this movie is just fine. Nothing nothing special about it. It had potential, possibly. We'll talk about that. You know, I feel like it maybe tried to do too much and could have been better served if it was a little simpler, but then simple isn't all that great either, so it kind of had nowhere to go in the first place. But I'll start off with the plot. It's about a group of friends, and one of the friends, kicks the bucket. I think he gets shot in a robbery or something. And so the other four friends, they decide to honor his memory by going on this hiking trip that they do every year, sort of a ritual amongst the friend group. Uh, and eventually, and on the hiking trip, one of the friends twists his ankle or breaks his foot or something, and so that causes them to take a detour through the creepy part of the woods, which is never a smart decision. Don't deviate. If you're hiking, if you're on a path, just stay on the path. Don't go trekking through some unexplored creepy woods that you've never been in. So as expected, their journey into the creepy woods doesn't work out for them so well. You get some like Blair Witch going on, them finding creepy stuff, hanging off of trees, hearing noises, a lot of psychological stuff going on. They find a cabin in the woods, I believe. That sounds vaguely familiar to me. And then there's like this antler god thing that's affecting them. And it's like some monster god that's chasing them or something. And then they go and they find like a village of cult people who worship the antler monster thing. And they have this ritual, and they're sacrificing people, and they sacrifice some of the friends. I think most of the friends die except for the main friend. He escapes towards the end of the movie because he leaves the forest, and the monster antler god thing can't follow him. And I believe he's the one who's somewhat to blame for the first friend dying in the robbery, because he was with the friend and he kind of chickened out and didn't do anything, and the friend died. So there's tension and drama about his cowardice in that particular moment, and I suppose that's the thing he needs to overcome in his arc or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much the plot of the movie. And like I said, the movie is fine. It's nothing original, despite being a Netflix original, because you've seen this stuff before. There's a cap. It's like, it honestly, this movie feels to me, the one time I saw it, maybe a couple years, maybe a year ago, it feels like Blair Witch meets The Village meets something else. I had it on the tip of my tongue. I just lost it. Shoot. I guess just Blair Witch meets The Village. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village meets generic Cabin in the Woods movie. I don't know. I had something else. Completely slipped my mind. But I think the main problem with the movie is it's just trying to do too much. And it would really benefit if they just took away a couple things. It's not like you can focus on, maybe they'd focused on this instead of that. You really just gotta trim stuff down. You know, you get rid of the village of cultists, get rid of the antler god, get rid of, you know, the creepy cabin in the woods within the raining. If it was honestly just a movie about four friends dealing with the loss of their fifth friend, and, you know, hiking in the woods and they get lost, and, you know, maybe one of them dies through hypothermia or something, and then they gotta, you know, overcome their differences and survive, that would, you know, that would have been a better movie. It would have been a simpler movie, which would have been a detriment to it. You would have watched that movie and you said, yeah, there was nothing special about that. You've, you know, seen that maybe once or twice. I feel like it would have been better because it would have been simpler. Simpler isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially when you have too much going on and not a lot works. You know, if you're simpler, it allows you to focus on what you're doing much more instead of dividing your attention to other things. I feel like you also could have gotten rid of the whole drama aspect of it and just four people in the woods decide to go into the creepy side of the woods and they start dying. Again, you know, you're taking away one small detail of it, but it's like an important part of the movie, so to speak. The whole drama side of things, and then it's just, if it's just some random horror movie dying, you know, killing off characters one at a time, again, that's pretty simple, you know. So, I don't know. There's a lot of things that could have maybe done differently. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I thought the movie was fine. You know, there's nothing special about it. Maybe the best Netflix original, which, like I've said, I've seen a lot of bad Netflix originals. And that's all I've got to say about The Ritual.